What's going on, folks? This is Mr. Apathy, Devlin James. I read this article the other day that made me laugh because, in my opinion, this is a tangible example of the subject of this video, which I've titled, Fed Up with American Women. And the article was titled, Man Saves Dog from Sinking Boat, Then Goes Back and Saves Wife. Now, some of you may have heard about this story, some of you not. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm not making it up. It's a true story. While on a voyage from East London to Madagascar, Graham Anley and his wife Cheryl found their yacht sinking after it hit a reef. Long story short, they had to abandon ship. Graham sent out a Mayday distress call before swimming their 9-year-old Jack Terrier named Rosie ashore safely before returning for his wife. Now, the couple didn't want to speak with the media about the details of their rescue. So realistically, all the rest of the world can do is speculate on the details of what actually took place. It could very well be that the dog was in a more critical position than the wife, and the husband, knowing that his wife was more than capable of helping herself, decided it would be best to save the dog. Or he could have just been like, fuck that bitch. My dog means more to me. She's trying to divorce me and take half my shit anyway. When I think about some of the past women I've dealt with and the bullshit they brought into my life, if I was stuck on a sinking ship with any of those women and I had a choice to save them or my pet, yeah, I'd be saving the dog too. In some cases, I don't even know if I would even go back to save some of these women. Truth be told. As harsh as that may sound to some of you, that's the truth. That's how I feel. And I think that's how many American men feel in regards to most of today's women. And this is regardless of race. The attitude of most of today's American women suck, and they're unbearable to deal with. This is why most of today's men, at least the ones I talk to, are choosing not to deal with them. Or if they do deal with them, it's on a strictly superficial basis. And notice, I said most American women, not all. Most of these women come with their narcissistic, entitlement, bullshit attitudes. And when you engage them, they usually have a list of ridiculous demands. You have to be at least 6 feet tall. You have to be in shape. You have to make money. You have to own your own place. Okay, have demands if you want, ladies. But damn, at least be able to match some of those demands. You want a man who's in shape, but you're flabby and have the 3 guts in one thing going on. You want a man who makes money and owns his own place, but you have a child, live with your mother, and haven't had a steady job for over a year. You bring nothing to the table for the type of men you desire. This is why many of today's men are choosing to opt out of dealing with American women altogether. They don't know how to deal with the shitty situations that come about when dealing with women like this. And if you're a man, if you're not dealing with women like this, you have to worry about the ones that want to reach into your pockets every time you're around. My relative in Miami told me about how he tried to talk to this sister when he was in South Beach this past weekend. He introduced himself to the girl and told her that he wanted to talk to her to get to know her. Now, they're in South Beach, Miami. You have the beach there, you have the boardwalk. And what's the first thing that this chick does after he says that? She starts looking at the drink menus of the nearby restaurants, expecting him to buy her a drink or drinks and shit. Like he has to spend money to get to know her. I swear, these women are like halfway hookers. They expect you to spend money for their time, but they don't want to give you anything but bullshit for that money. Guys, do yourself a favor. If you ever approach a woman this way and you tell her that, hey, I want to get to know you, and the first thing she does is talk about places she likes to eat or places she likes to go to get drinks, and if she isn't buying the drinks or at least going Dutch, just walk the hell away. You should already know that all this chick is looking for is free dinner and free drinks. That's it. I'm glad my fam more or less told that bitch to go kick rocks. Let me tell you something. Any woman who's about anything and sees the value in you as a man, and because of what she sees, wants to get to know you, she won't come at you in that manner. So don't waste your time with women like this, because all this is a waste of time. They just want free drinks. They just want you to spend money. They just want to see how much they can get from you as a man without giving anything back. You see, when you engage women like this, 9 times out of 10, what will end up happening is that you'll buy her a drink or two, or 3, and in return, you'll get to listen to her babble on about useless information regarding her life. You'll probably hear some sad story about some asshole that she used to date who also happens to be the father of her child, or children. Then she'll bitch and whine about how bad and hard her life is, and how she wishes she can find some decent guy to help her out. Could that guy be you? Fuck no. Or you may find that this girl is dull as hell and has nothing going on in her life. She may be one of those ambitiousless women who works a menial job and does nothing but watch shows like Scandal, Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Love and Hip Hop in her spare time. These are the types of women that have absolutely nothing going on in their lives and are clueless as to what's taking place in the world around them. But they can tell you everything about the life of Olivia Pope. Yeah, just the type of shit you want to hear on your own dime. And if you're not hearing about Olivia Pope and company, you might be her personal therapist for that moment. What a deal. You're paying to be a therapist. Now don't think that this will result with you getting laid at the end of the date, because chances are you won't. Not unless there's something about you that reminds her about her asshole ex. Dealing with shallow women like this is a waste of time and a waste of money. And should you choose to invest your time and energy into building something with women like this, I can promise you it won't end well for you. Unfortunately, many of today's American women are like the ones that I've described. They really are about nothing and have no depth to their personality. Plus, they bring nothing but bullshit to the table. Now, this is not all women, but it is most of them. One thing I've learned from my experiences is that you really have to look past the nice ass, the cute face, and the big tits to see these women for what they really are. And the fact that they really bring nothing to the table aside from the nice ass, the cute face, and the big tits. The biggest problem that I think most men have with American women is the fact that they have this overwhelming sense of entitlement, coupled with gross narcissism within their personalities. I find that the two go hand in hand. The same woman that feels that she's entitled to have the man pay every time they go out, or that it's the man's job to make them happy all the time no matter what, is the same woman that won't give anything back to that man, for the simple fact that this isn't even a thought in her head. All she sees is what you can do for her and what you should be doing for her. You see, now this is the type of woman that you leave on a sinking yacht to go save the dog first. What's sad, though, is that men end up marrying women like this, and in the end, they almost always get fucked over. Let me break this system of bullshit down for you guys and share some real life examples to illustrate my point. I've seen this happen with some of my friends, and I've dealt with a divorced woman in the past who tried to pull this shit on her ex-husband. You see, most of these women want three things. They want a wedding ring, they want a house to live in, and they want kids. They will continue to put out until they get all three. Then they close down shop on your ass. Remember now, it's all about them. Who gives a shit about the man and his needs? That's narcissism for you. The first instance I saw of this was when I was renting a room for one of my close friends. Now, I had to be in my mid to late 20s, and I was saving up for the house I'm currently living in at the time. Anyway, my friend was married with one child, and he was working his ass off to keep that roof over everyone's head. His wife worked a little bullshit job, so she wasn't contributing that much financially. To those sisters out there saying black men ain't shit, black men ain't shit, this is a black man holding it down for his family, and he still is to this day. No, there are a good amount of black men out there, but they never show up on your radars because you guys have a knack for choosing the worst men possible. Anyway, this brother was holding it down, and he couldn't get any. He made that lifelong commitment to this woman, gave her a child, and provided financially for her. Even bought her a goddamn car, and he couldn't get any in his own house. On the flip side of that, I was wilding out back then. Even though I was only renting a room, I had a number of women running through there at that stage of my life. I even had ex-girlfriends coming from New York to see me. One time, this Jamaican girl I used to date came through to spend some time. And at the time, she was put together. My friend was like, "Damn, man, where do you find these women?" I felt bad for him. I imagined how he felt. Here he was working his ass off to pay that mortgage and keep the lights on. And the guy renting the room is getting more ass in his house than he is. He probably heard me upstairs on occasion, pounding away, while he was lying next to his wife with dry balls. Now, my friend is a better man than me. I couldn't stay with a woman like that, in a situation like that. Unfortunately, this is the spot where most men find themselves when they get involved with these American women. You work yourself to death providing a lifestyle for someone who really doesn't give a shit about you or your desires as a man. I think over the years, most men have woken up. They see the bullshit for what it is and are choosing to leave these women alone, or only deal with them for sex. But in many cases, it's not even worth dealing with the nonsense just for sex. Me, I'm not the same person I was back when I was in my 20s. I'd rather just rub one out and keep it moving than deal with women who bring nothing but bullshit to the table. I have too much to lose, and I don't have the patience or energy to deal with women like that. Anyway, I'm going to bring this video to a close. You guys tell me what you think. Men, are you tired of dealing with American women? Do you see the same shit I see with them? Leave some comments. Make some response videos if you want to. I would love to hear from you guys about this topic. Anyway, that's it for me and this video. Please feel free to rate and comment. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channels. Plenty more videos to come.